anyone can so on. He's Thursday Keetan from years now, and he plays pretty much all the instruments that he is in Keetan. He can play all the instruments with perfection, including flute. Right? How many of us can play flute with that accuracy? Harmonium, kartal, mridanga. He's the one who taught the teachers here. Right? So he's an expert. He's pujari, he's preacher, and he wears multiple hats and his come to services. Thank you very much for your continuous support. We are honored with your presence. Thank you very much. Let's welcome Mother Prabhu. We are talking about traditional way, 3 round chanting. I request everyone to please put their cell phone on silent. Let's get there. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for coming this Sunday feast. Again, as I mentioned before, devotees are very expert at glorifying others. And it was like one of the resumes that one of my contractors had built about 13, 14 years back. I looked at the resume and said, wow, who's this? And I saw my name. So really, more than 80-90% this is glorification. So can not live up to the expectations. But so today we will be discussing a very, very important topic on the glories of Srimati Radharani. So how many of us have been here the last couple days or for Radhashtami for the celebration? Jai, quite a few of you. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming again on Sunday. So it's a very Herculean task. And so for the pleasure of the devotees, we'll try to speak a few words. Before we start, I'll just chant some invocation prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnanan Jana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Asmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Dakta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Nanditegram Yatpatam Amanda Shri Guru Devataram Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna. Again, apologize for my rusty voice, a little bit of a sore throat, but try to do my service, best of my ability. So we have been hearing from many wonderful Vaishnavas the last couple of days. Just today from Jayananda Gauranga Prabhu, wonderful katha of the tattva and the rasa related to Radhashmi celebrations, His Grace Kadam Kanan Prabhu yesterday, beautiful stories of Srimati Radharani, her qualities. On Friday, we had some magnificent classes also by His Grace Sham Kishore Prabhu and Yugal Kishore Prabhu, which was so enlivening to the hearts of all the devotees. So I was thinking, Gopir Bhartur Padakamalayor Dasa Dasa Anudasa. Like the gopis left everything for Krishna, these devotees. Right? They left everything for Krishna, even their families, their mind, body, and words. So, of course, they have the adhikar to speak about Srimati Radharani. I, on the other hand, am swimming in this ocean of this material existence with the three modes. So, there is no qualification or knowledge or realization. I was thinking the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam opens up with this verse. Nivrittai tashyai rupagiyamana bhavaushada chotra manobhiramad. Nivrittai tashyai. Tashyai means desire to enjoy in this material world. So when one has the desire, then bhavaushada chotra manobhiramad. The medicine of this Krishna Katha doesn't really have much effect. So really, I'm sorry I'm sitting here, but I will try to serve the instructions of my seniors by speaking a few words on this for my own purification, for the pleasure of the ears of Shri Radha Kunj Bihari, Radha Gopijana Vallabha, and for the service of all the devotees. So before I started, I just put together 10 or 11 slides. The first thing I put here is what Prabhupada talks about Radha and Krishna and his pastimes, and who's qualified to hear this. So Prabhupada says that talks about Krishna and his pastimes, especially his pastimes in Vrindavana and dealings with the gopis, are all very confidential. They are not subject matter for public discussion because those who have no understanding of the transcendental nature of Krishna's pastimes always commit great offenses, thinking Krishna to be an ordinary human being and the gopis to be ordinary girls. Following the principle of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who never discussed the dealings between Krishna and the gopis publicly, devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement are enjoined not to discuss the pastimes of Krishna and Vrindavan in public. So what should we do in public? Right? For the general public, Sankirtana is the most effective method to awaken Krishna consciousness. If possible, one should discuss the principles enunciated in the Bhagavad Gita. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu followed this principle very strictly. And it goes on. So, in terms of today's discussion, right, it's a very tricky situation, right, to not get so much deep into it. But it is important for us to understand about Srimati Radharani, as we have been hearing. And for this, what we will do today, right, the next maybe 45 minutes or so. 15 minutes about Bhagavad Gita, 15 minutes Bhagavatam, and 15 minutes about Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Prabhupada called Bhagavad Gita to be the introductory book to spirituality. And then he said the graduate book is Srimad Bhagavatam and the postgraduate is Chaitanya Charitamrita. So today there will be a very interesting discussion where in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. Right? Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, but Krishna cannot fully reveal the depth of his heart. So he keeps the highest, most esoteric gems, the spiritual principles incognito in the Bhagavad Gita. However, he comes back as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he hears again now from Arjuna. So now Arjuna is speaking and Mahaprabhu is hearing. And here Mahaprabhu empowers Arjuna to go deeper and deeper into this ocean, to the very depths of the highest realms of spirituality. So the roles will reverse. Mahaprabhu spoke to many devotees, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. He spoke to Prakashananda Saraswati, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, but he heard from Ramananda Rai, the photo that you see there, the picture of Ramananda Rai. So what was special about Arjuna here? What was extra? What was the piece that Mahaprabhu didn't speak? He heard. And it starts from where Bhagavad Gita starts, but it ends to the pinnacle of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. So we'll touch upon that, just like I have a picture of Mount Everest, right? So we will start with Bhagavad Gita as Prabhupada instructs. So we'll put on our trekking shoes and we'll start discussing why we also are discussing Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, what is the practicality in our life. And gradually we will touch upon the highest truths today. So that is the desire. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it's described that Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam, Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. Ekam Shastram, if you want to read one book, then Devaki Putra Geetam, listen to the Bhagavad Gita, the song of the son of Devaki. Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. If you want to worship one Lord, worship Sri Krishna, the son of Nand Baba, Yashoda Maya, Vasudev Devaki. Worship them. And it said that Krishna, why are we hearing this? Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanyai Shastra Vistivaihi. What is the need of any other Shastra? Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padma Vinishritaha. It has emanated from the lotus lips of Padmanabha Krishna. And Krishna here, what has he done? He has assimilated the knowledge of all the Vedas, which are the Upanishads. And the cream of the Upanishads, as you see here, Krishna, like a cowherd boy, he's milking it. Sarvo Pancha Dogdavo Dogda Gopalanandana. Gopalanandana. Krishna is milking a cowherd boy. Partho Vatsaha. So who is Vatsaha or the calf? It is Arjuna, Partha, the son of Pritha. But Sudhir Bhuktaha, those who are Sudhir, intelligent, they will also drink this sweetened milk of Bhagavad Gita. Even like how we took part in Sankirtana, it said that Krishna Varnam Tvusha Krishnam Sangopangashtak Pashadam Yagnai Sankirtana Praha Yajanti Sumedhasa. Those whose intelligence is completely fructified, they take part in the Sankirtan Yagna, which is the dharma for this age. So we might think, wait, intelligent? I think Isaac Newton is intelligent. Right? Elon Musk, right? He's intelligent. I just sat in a self-driving car a few months back in a devotee's car. I was like, wow. So they're so intelligent, right? Albert Einstein. So why is it saying that those who are intelligent take part in this? So here's an example, right? How many of us have been on an H1B at some point? Right? Most of us, including me, right? So now suppose I've taken a huge load from India. I've come here, I'm on an H1B, I'm in a good job, and I get a call that you're fired from next week. You can look for something else. So now if I think, okay, let me go now for a Char Dham Yatra. I'll go to Grand Canyon, New York, Disney World, and Niagara. And I booked the cheapest tickets. I tell my friend, I booked Spirit tickets for just $25. He said, wow, amazing, so intelligent. Of course, we are not. If we go to the Spirit line, then our bag will be much bigger, however small the backpack is. So from that level also not intelligent, but more so that in 60 days, you better get a job. So we need to start looking for our next interview, right? Although we might be intelligent in a different realm. So similarly, Krishna says that Ayur Harati Vaipumsan Udyan Astam Chayo Asao. As the sun is rising and setting, Ayur Harati, your lifespan is reducing by 1 day. Every day. However, there's an exception to this. Kshanonita Uttama Shloka Vartaya, one who is glorifying Krishna, one who is reawakening our real position in relation to Supreme Absolute Truth and working towards that devotional experience by which we can Yadgatva na nivartante, we can go back to the spiritual realm. That person is intelligent. Once Prabhupada was walking and there was a dog outside a multi-big story building. Prabhupada said, do you know who this dog was? And the devotees asked, what? Who was this person? Prabhupada said, he built this skyscraper building. But he was so attached to it that now he has left his body and he has become a dog. And the same person who he has kept in charge of guarding the building is shooing him away. This is the truth. I lived for about 7 to 8 years in the Fisher Mansion in ISKCON Detroit. And the price of ISKCON Detroit fell down so much because it was apparently haunted. And this was before the devotees came. And devotees purchased this. And when you chant Hare Krishna, of course, Bhoot, Pichachi, all the lower energies are gone. So if you're so attached and you come back to this material world, right? So when we go and distribute Bhagavad Gita, what happens? People say, all is well, right? They learned that. Even 50 years back when Prabhupada was here, devotees went and they said, Prabhupada, we say chant, chant, chant. People say can't. They ask, is this the book? I am okay, you are okay. There was a book like that published, which was very famous. a bestseller back then, about 60 years back. Prabhupada said, tell them, this is a book that says, I am okay, you are not okay. So what happens? We hear about this. Mahaprabhu says, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. But material energy, Maya, is so powerful. What Maya does, it puts us back to sleep, closes the blinds, turns on the fan. Next day, we're again back in the rut, right? We forget what the essence of this human life is. Good morning, how's it going? Really, it was going so far this morning. Now I saw you, it's not so good. But you can't say, just we are back in that same circle of life. And we forget what is the essence. So Krishna, what he does, here's a quiz question that Radha Gopinath Prabhu asked a few months back, which is the most spoken verse of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita that Prabhupada spoke about? 7:11, close. 7.1, yes. Mai asakta mana partha yogam yinjam mad ashrayah. Krishna says, Tad shrunu, yad nyasi tad shrunu. Oh Arjuna, listen. This is so important for you to know. Why should we listen to this? Why should we keep hearing this? And if I think about it, the reason is because I really don't know why am I practicing this? Who really am I? Now, for example, if I have a long beam of wood, I got it from Home Depot, and I lay it down here, from here till there, and I say, whoever can walk on this beam of wood will get $10,000. How many of us will walk on it? Okay, yes, most of us will. Now, if I keep this beam of wood on top of a two-story building, connecting two-story buildings, how many of us will walk? 20,000, 30,000. Nobody. But now you'll say, yes, you will. Now, if that building is on fire and your daughter, your son, your child is there in that building, who will walk? We all will walk. I won't have to pay you $1. Right? So what changed? Why? Why are we doing this? Why am I doing that? Because I know that I am the father. I know it is my child. I know if I don't go there, I cannot live my life like this. Because I know who I am in that context. If I had even a small tinge of vision of who I am in relation to Krishna, Yugal Kishore Prabhu wouldn't be asking us, chant. Right? So, why? So, we need to hear. So, Krishna is saying, Tachruno, listen to the scream of Vedic literature. And there are three types of hearing. One is Sarota, one is Shrota, and one is Sota. In Hindi, right? So, Sota is what happens. Right? When will class get over 128? Another 32 minutes I have to sit here. What is the menu? Right? And go to sleep, right? So it's not even going in the ear. Sarota is ISKCON mein aaye to ISKCON mein to dalenge. ISKCON mein aa gaya. But then the mind and intelligence will start doing dissection. Are, Prabhuji, I know what he said. Prahlad, okay, Narsimhadev, I know the story. I close the doors. We are not really absorbing ourselves in the sound vibration. Shrota is one. In English, it is listen. Listen is a very superficial word. You don't get the real experience of Sanskrit, right? Shrota, when you really hear, Suta Goswami, who spoke the Bhagavatam, he was called Ugra Shrava, fierce listeners. So when you can hear Krishna Katha, when you can see how it can change our lives, then we can actually make a difference for the better. So Krishna, in a nutshell, here it says, always remember why you have joined ISKCON. The real purpose of doing so is to be engaged in devotional service. Krishna brings the listeners of the Bhagavad Gita to the platform of bhakti or devotion. Because there are 400,000 levels of consciousness in humans. Jalajana, Lakshani, Sthavara, Lakshavimshati, in this different evolution of the soul. Most people, Mahaprabhu describes this to Rupa Goswami, are very unintelligent, very uncivilized. They just think about their own pleasure, have no faith in God. They eat anything that's even flying in the sky, which is not an aeroplane. They are really not interested in anything. Once Yugal Kishore Prabhu said he was speaking to a student in Wayne State, and he asked, what time do you wake up? He said, 4 o'clock. Prabhu said, wow, I've never heard of a student waking up at 4 o'clock. Talk about Prabhu is here. And the student said, oh, because my class is at 5 o'clock. And 5 p.m. It's 4 p.m. Prabhuji. Prabhu said, oh, Krishna. So people are just interested in Nike. Just do it. Live life king size. Don't care about others. But some people who are somehow interested in doing something, some spiritual, religious activity, even they are self-centered. मुझे क्या है उसमें? कर्मकांडीस. यामिमां पुष्पितां वाचम प्रवदन्त अवपश्चितः वेदवादरता पार्थ न किंचित अस्ति इति वादिना. They say there is nothing more than this in Bhagavad Gita. Just read something, perform some activity to get something back in return. Kamatmana Swargapara. At least go to the heavenly planets in your next life. Oh, Gaishwarim Gatim Prati. My result of this should be to get some material enjoyment. Me. It's all about me. Material enjoyment. Krishna says, no. Bhogeshwari prasaktana taya aparichatesa vyavasayatmika buddhi samadhona vidhyate. You won't get resolute determination to serve and realize your eternal position. This is not good. Karma yoga, good. Perform your activities. Yajñarthat karmanyo anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. For Krishna, perform your activities and gradually get purified to perform bhakti yoga, Krishna says. Jnana yoga, knowledge. Krishna says, klesho dikratastesham. It is very difficult and it is not ideal. A devotee will never want to merge into God. Realize who is God. He is the supreme person standing right here. And render devotional service. Krishna concludes, Manmana Bhavaman Bhakto. Very good. Krishna concludes Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna says, become my devotee, think of me. And Krishna gave a lot of jnana in Bhagavad Gita. Now Krishna is thinking, I've spoken so much, but Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. I am the Guru of the universe also. An Acharya teaches by example. So I have to come to show the people what it is to perform and enact what I have explained in the Bhagavad Gita. And so he comes for this external reason. As Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you see there with his hands raised in this golden incarnation, and he chants and dances like how we just did. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And what Krishna had hidden in Bhagavad Gita, he had spoken, because Krishna cannot but speak about Radharani. He had said in so many places, but incognito. Krishna cannot reveal this. This is for general people who are in different grades of their spiritual journey. So he tells, Mahatmanas tu Mahapartha Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha. Take ashraya of my Daivi Prakriti Srimati Radharani. The Sikh Prabhu was very beautifully describing many things like this. Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Mam Ekam, surrender to Mary my own Srimati Radharani. So he has told this in many places, but he could not reveal it more than that. But he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to taste that which had never been tasted before. The Ujjvala Rasa, the super most excellent dealings of the devotees of Krishna with Krishna. So Mahaprabhu introduced Srimati Radharani, Krishna. They are the supreme personalities of Godhead. Just like we're sitting here, Prabhupada was sitting exactly opposite to the deities and was talking about Krishna. One person stood up and he said, Prabhupada, have you seen God? So devotees were waiting for that reply of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I have just not seen God. I am seeing God, but you are standing in the way. Sit down. So this was the mode of Prabhupada. And Krishna gradually comes to bhakti. Prabhupada does not wait. In every purport, Prabhupada says, Krishna, 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 Krishna. One envious person came to Prabhupada, where is Krishna in this verse? Krishna is not mentioned in this Sanskrit, but you are saying Krishna? Prabhupada said, okay, what else? And devotees are waiting. Now this person is going to be butchered. Who is going to speak to Prabhupada like this? And Prabhupada went on and on and on and on. He kept saying, Krishna is not here, but you said Krishna here. Not here, not here. He finished all 700 verses. Prabhupada said, done? He said, done. Prabhupada said, you may go now. So devotees said, why Prabhupada? Why? Prabhupada said, this poor man who never chants the name of Krishna is chanting so sincerely. Why should I interrupt? And Prabhupada said, maybe a person will not be able to come to the crux of the Bhagavad Gita. He only reads one verse, one page, one sentence. He should know what is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Now, if you have a book written by Warren Buffett, right? And he talks about options, futures, derivatives, and funds, and different streams of investments. In the middle, he says, just invest in my Berkshire fund and completely no risk, full return. Why should you take the trouble of reading the entire thing? Right? You just want that essence, and Prabhupada gives that in every school. This is Prabhupada and his mercy for all of us. So, Radha Krishna appeared, and Radharani, Krishna says, Satyam, Satyam, Puna Satyam, Satyam Eva Puna Puna, Vina Radha Prasadena, Mantrasadam Tuna Labhyate. I am telling you, Satyam, Satyam, for real, it's the truth. Without Srimati Radharani, you will not get my mercy. So we are all Gaudiyas, means, as devotees very beautifully explained the last 2 days, devotees of Srimati Radharani. And we all want to worship Srimati Radharani. And because she has a relation to Krishna, so we also consider Krishna as our Ishtadeva, our Supreme Lord. So that is the vision of a Gaudiya Vaishnava. Also, from a rasa perspective, Krishna is Tribanga Lalitam, Shamam Tribanga Lalitam, Nihatam Prakasham. He is in a threefold bending form. Everything that he does, his stick also is bending, his walking was also bending, his dancing is also crooked. That is our Krishna. He says in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, always perform all your tapasya and your sacrifices to please me. I am Sarva Lokasya Maheshwaram, Suhradam Sarva Bhutanam, I am your most dearest friend. Nyatva Mam Shanti Mrichati. If you know this, you will have real peace. But Krishna, of course, is an embodiment of all attractiveness. But do devotees of Krishna have transcendental peace or transcendental anxiety? Who says transcendental peace? Okay. Oh, Rohinathan Prabhu is always peaceful. But otherwise, transcendental anxiety. When Krishna appeared to Devaki and Vasudeva in the prison house, Krishna thought, oh, Devaki, Vasudeva will be thinking, like the other 6 children, even I'll appear, Kamsa will devour me. So he came in the 4-handed form. Tvam balakam adbhutam ambujekshanam pitambaram galashoba kaustuvam. In this beautiful, majestic way of Vishnu. And as soon as Mother Devaki saw, she was in full anxiety. Krishna is like, why, Mother? Mother is saying that if you had come like a small baby, at least Kamsa might have thought that you are not the Supreme Lord, but now he will see you in this form. And what will happen to you? Krishna is like, oh my God, my devotees. What do we do with them? Right? Krishna transforms. Sutam Samadaya. So Krishna transforms into a beautiful little child. And he's taken to Gokul Mahavan. And there, Nanda Baba is rushing back because Vasudeva told him, Kamsena Prahita Ghora Putana Balagatini. Many demons are being sent by Kamsa. And there's always so much anxiety. Bhagavatam describes this beautiful verse which says, Manasa Anavastham Shringagnidam Sti Ahijaladvichakantekebhya Kridat Parau Atisutau Samasa Nishedum. So what is happening? Mother Rohini and Mother Yashoda are saying, Nishedum, stop, Krishna. As Krishna is a little kid. Shringi, Krishna is looking at beautiful big boars and bulls with sharp horns. And he's touching those sharp horns. Shringi, Agni, Krishna wants to get into the fire. He wants to taste fire. Dramsti, he's looking at the sharp teeth of monkeys and many other dangerous animals, and he's opening their mouth and putting his hand inside. Ahi, Jala, Krishna is trying to tread into deep waters. And Mother Yashoda and Mother Rohini are in great anxiety. Manasa Anamastham. Because they're saying, Krishna, what's going to happen? Please, Krishna, stop this. And Krishna is putting all of them in anxiety. That is Krishna. But Radharani is an embodiment of all peace, all majesty, and extreme love and devotion. So we all worship Srimati Radharani. So as Krishna is going into the forest, it's said that Mother Yashoda is telling Balaram, Balaram, ask Krishna to not get into a dangerous position. Make sure that he does not touch fire. He doesn't enter into deep caves. He doesn't climb tall trees because he can't climb it back down. And they're always in anxiety. But Radharani is the embodiment of all compassion. So now, with that, it's described that Radharani is the supreme-most consort of Krishna. And all the different devis in this world, starting with Amba, Parvati, Lalita, are all worshipping the lotus feet of Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi Devi is worshipping the lotus feet of Narayan, massaging him. And Vishnu is trying to get one glimpse of Krishna and even steals the voice of the Brahmana. And that Krishna is surrendering to Srimati Radharani. So how super exalted is Srimati Radharani's position? However, addressing the elephant in the room, right? That as Sukadeva Goswami is describing, he is building up Srimad Bhagavatam from the position of understanding who you are, realizing God in his complete majesty. He takes the hearers of Srimad Bhagavatam to the platform of the Rasa dance of Krishna dancing with Radharani and the gopis. He's describing Bhagavan Apitaratri Sharada Pulla Mallika Viksharantu Manaschakrai Yoga Maya Upashrita. He's saying that Bhagavan, that supreme personality of Godhead, he has now entered into his play arena. Tathodu Raja Kakurbai Karair Mukha Prachin Vilincham Arunena Shamsama. The moon has come up and the gopis have come together. And Krishna is entering, that same Supreme Lord, who is the killer of the demons, who cuts the knot of samsara from the hearts of the devotees. He has taken a lotus flower and he is entering into this rasa arena. So now what's happening? Right? Forget us, even the 60,000 sages of Naimisharanya, they are looking at each other. Until this point, they were comfortable. Many of them were great yogis, great tapasvis, and they could digest many things. But now when it comes to this juncture, they are also a little shaken. Of course, what to talk about Netflix or other cinema, which has completely tainted this just for the sake of TRP. That's all they're concerned about. But this is such a super excellent pastime of the Lord, which has no tinge of anything material. So to get that explanation, what happens? Sukadeva Goswami is being asked by Parikshit Maharaj. He's saying, Krishna Vidut Paramkantam Natu Brahmataya Mune Guna Pravaha Paramas Tasham Gudagatam Katham. Oh Sukadeva Goswami, what are describing here about Radharani and other gopis? Krishna Tvam Paramkantam Natu Brahmataya Mune Natu Gunaha Pravas. They seem like they are also in this mode, Guna of the material nature. Krishna Vidu Paramkantam. They have a very deep affection towards Krishna, and just like a girl is running after a boy and a boy running after a girl, it seems like that. Sukadeva Goswami, please describe what is this? What is the tattva behind this? When Sukadeva Goswami tells them that Vikriditam Vrajavadurim Idam Cha Vishnu, he's saying that this dance that you're seeing of the Supreme Lord, he is the source of Vishnu. He is not saying Vishnu, that the great demigods are standing in line to pay their obeisances. Srimad Kirita Tatapedita Padamrita. They are putting their golden helmets in the lotus feet of Venkateshwara. In Tirupati, that we have all gone. Sri Swami Pushkarinika Pravanirbananga Shreyantino Hari Virincha Sanandanadya. All of these devatas are taking back in Sri Pushkarini Lake. They're standing in the line. Dware Vasati, Hatotramanga. The two Jai Vijay guards are also chasing them away. And this is the Supreme Lord, the source of that Vishnu. He is the one who is dancing here. So it's described to get a little bit into this, to get some insight from our level. It is said that Atmendriya Priti Tare Vancha Kam. So Krishnendriya Priti Tare Dhare Premana. So Atmendriya Priti, which is loving oneself or one's own self, is called Kama or lust. So now, if you think about love in this world, right? I might say, oh, I like fish fingers. I didn't say that. Now you go home and your spouse asks, what did you learn? Prabhuji said he likes fish fingers. No, this is an example. If we say we like fish, what does it mean? Do I love that fish? No. What does it mean? It means that I like the way that fish tastes on my tongue. What happens to the fish? It doesn't matter much. They might catch that fish, they might cut that fish, they might cook that fish. The fish might go through so many problems, so much of distress. But it is giving a good pleasure to my senses. That's why I love fish. I might say, I love cricket. I love to watch cricket. I love to watch T20. Why? When I watch it, the last over, when there is the climax of this game, what's happening? Then my mind is stimulated. What's going to happen? Will we win? Will we not win? My ego is stimulated because my ego is saying, I am Indian. And so India has to win. Cricket is my religion and Sachin is my God. So we get attached to ourselves, and what fulfills me or mine gives me pleasure, and I call that love. Remember, growing up, we were family friends with Rahul Dravid. So in Bangalore, we used to get very top-notch tickets in Chinnaswamy Stadium. So we used to dine with the other cricketers. And that feeling, that energy of how I am Indian, this is me, this is mine, and I want this to win. If that is being fueled, that gives happiness. If not, that gives distress. And the epitome of this is when a boy loves a girl or a girl loves a boy. What happens? I love you. And we're looking through shadi.com to see different pictures of suitable brides or grooms. And the way we present ourselves is that I am as sweet as a mango, and as ripe as a jackfruit, as creamy as avocado, as whatever, as having the tangerine flavor of orange. The reality is, we all know that all of these don't grow on one tree. And what the person is expecting also is different, right? I see my expectations. Will she fulfill my criteria that I have? If it does, then great. I remember my mother was telling, get married, and I told her, I will decide first, and then I will let you know. And then I saw one day, she sent me the link, and I looked through the website, and it had very nice details. And I saw my name and my picture. And I said, wow, this is my biodata. I asked my mother, when did you put this? She said, I've been talking to girls for 2 years, but you're mangling, it'll take a long time. So we just present our best because that person is expecting something for them. That's why they say love is blind and marriage is the eye-opener. And that's very understanding, because my Guru Maharaj had given 120 different questions, where he said, you have to exchange expectations with the girl. You have to talk about 5 bad qualities the devotees tell you about. And let her also share this, because you don't show the creamiest picture and then later you enter into reality. But the point we are making here is that Atmendriya Priti Tare Vancha Kama. So that's why we perform activities in this world. So what we perform and who we are, we superimpose that on divinity. So this is karma. Apurnasya nija purtate cheshtaha iti karma. Apurnasya, I am not fulfilled, I am not satisfied, I am not whole in myself. I am looking for a fulfillment. And for that fulfillment, it may be food fulfillment, it may be sensual fulfillment, It may be romantic fulfillment. It may be emotional fulfillment. I am having fulfillment because I am not Purna. But Krishna is Purna. Om Purnam Purnavidam Purna Purnamudakshate. He is Atma Rama. So why should he look for something outside of himself? I am looking, that's why it is karma. But what Krishna does is Leela. Na vidyate yasya janma karma va nanama rupe guna dosha evava. Don't think that Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's birth, his appearance is like our appearance. Na rupe, Krishna's form is not like our form. For us, lust sits on three places. Which are they? Our mind, senses, and intelligence. But Krishna does not have mundane mind, sense, intelligence. He does not have a gross and subtle body. These reside on my subtle body. Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. He is complete. Parama Karuna. He is full of mercy. Rasika Shekhara, Rasika Shiromani. Krishna is completely condensed bliss. That's what he's made up of. There is no place for lust to sit on him. Kathopanishad says, Indriyebhyo paro hyastaha, artebhyo param manaha, manastu para buddhi, bhuktir atma mahan paraha. Indriyebhyo, our senses are here. Beyond this is our senses. Yastaha. Beyond that is mind. Beyond that is intelligence. Beyond that is Atma, the soul. Much beyond that is Paramatma. The source of Kshirodaksha Vishnu Paramatma is Shri Krishna and Radharani. How high are they? And how am I juggling my intellect to try to understand them? Even Prabhupada gives a Radhashtami lecture where he says, even great devotees, they have given up so much. Even Brahmavadis have completely renounced every sensual pleasure to get one small drop of Brahmananda. What to speak of Param Brahman? Will he want to taste this? Impossible. Right? That is the position of Krishna. And that's why Radha Krishna Eka Atma Dui Deyadari Anyonya Vilasarasa Asvadana Gori. Just to enjoy transcendental mellows, Radha and Krishna have separated from each other. Otherwise, they are one supreme absolute truth. My wife is pregnant now. So we were going through different scans, of course, ultrasounds. And first the doctor says that your baby is like a blueberry. Then he said, oh, it's like a strawberry. Then what? Not a watermelon, that's too big. Orange. So anyway, comparing to fruits. But the child is growing more and more. And we are eager to get the child out. Why? Because now it's in an amurta state, a state where we cannot have that interaction with the child. But when the child comes out of the mother's womb, then the mother can embrace the child, feed milk, and have that reciprocation. Similarly, Krishna is Anandamaya Bhyasa. He's full of bliss. But from him, when that amurta state, that bliss, that Hladini Shakti, that pleasure potency expands and separates for the sake of beautiful exchanges. That is Srimati Radharani. And when Radha and Krishna combine, Chaitanya Prakram Tatvayam Chaityamaptam, they come together. When Radharani embraces Krishna and the golden complexion, the golden hue is anointed on Krishna, that is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai. And he comes to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And so here Raghunath Das Goswami says that I need the service of that Radharani's lotus feet. I do not need the service of Krishna. I am maintaining the hope that one day I must get the service of Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. And I have been waiting for so long for that, and I'm thinking, when I attain that in this life, O Radharani, if not, then I do not want to serve Krishna. So we take Krishna only in conjunction with Srimati Radharani. And she is, as Yugal Krishna Prabhu very beautifully described on Radhashtami Day, the embodiment of devotion. And Prabhupada here describes a very beautiful section for a few couple minutes about how we have to serve Krishna in what mood. And we'll see how Radharani actually assists in that service.
There is a Banshidas Babaji Maharaj. he was talking with his deity. Krishna, just like Madan Mohan. He was talking with Sanatana Goswami. Madan Mohan, Sanatana Goswami at that time had no temple. He was hanging his deity on the tree. So Madan Mohan was talking with him, Sanatana, you are bringing all these dry chapatis and it is stale and you don't give me even little salt. How can I eat? Sanatana Goswami says, sir, where shall I go? Whatever I get, I offer you. You kindly accept. I cannot move, old man. So Krishna had to eat that. Because the bhakta is offering, he cannot refuse. Jimang bhaktya prajach. Real thing is bhakti. What you can offer to Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna. What you have got, what is your value? And what is the value of your things? It is nothing. Therefore, the real thing is bhaktya. Real thing is your feeling. Krishna, kindly take it. I have no qualification. I am most rotten fallen. But I have brought this thing for you. Please take. This will be accepted. Don't be perturbed. Always be careful. You are dealing with Krishna. That is my request. Thank you. Krishna.
This is the mood of Srila Prabhupada. It's the mood of Srila Prabhupada. How his mood was, the essence is devotion. And we have nothing to give Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj is also praying that Naivatmana Prabhudayam Nijalabha Purno Manam Janam Abhidusha Karuno Vrinite. Manam, whatever I am bringing to you, Krishna, is Abhidusha. I am filled with so much of impurities internally and externally. Internally, I am struggling with lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion. Externally, this body made up of pus, urine, stool, blood. You are the Supreme Lord, who is the bewilderer of Cupid. Lakshavriteshu Surabhi Rabi Palayatam. Great Lakshmi Devis are serving you. And Nijal Abhapurno, you are complete, you don't want anything. Pratimukhasya Mukashri. But he says that when Srimati Radharani, when she sees that with devotion, with some little devotion, or even with very less devotion, this devotee has come to me, she anoints Krishna very beautifully. And Pratimukasya Mukashri. So it's said that when the actual person is decorated, the reflection automatically becomes beautiful. So similarly, when she decorates the Lord, and the Lord says that this person I know, as Yugal Kishore Prabhu was saying, he has no good qualifications. She says, look at the reflection. And she has decorated the person with so many beautiful Vaishnava qualities. So it is said that just like a mother, right? The child is playing with the father. Krishna is the Supreme Father. Aham bija pradapita. And the father is playing very nicely with the child. But when the child gives its mercy, passes stool, then the child is given or handed off to the manager, to the mother. And then she has to clean the child's poo-poo, she has to put nice powder, decorate the child, nice dress. And then the father is very happy to embrace the child. And everybody, the neighbors come and they want to play with the child. Similarly, when we are filled with so many anarthas, impurities, and Krishna does not want to deal much with us. And so Srimati Radharani, what does she do? She cleans the impurities of all these anarthas from us. And then she bathes us with her divine mercy. And then she anoints us with beautiful clothes, which are beautiful Vaishnava qualities. And then Krishna is very eager to embrace us. And then all the other relatives and friends, like the devotee community, glorify us, saying that, wow, very nice devotee. But who deserves the credit? It's Srimati Radharani. So that is her unlimited mercy. So I will skip some slides. I'll just get to the crux of this in 5 minutes. So now that same Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that same Krishna who heard the Bhagavad Gita, who spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, has come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Radha Gopjana Vallabha ki. And he is hearing this same message from the lotus lips of Ramananda Raya. And Ramananda Raya is the same Arjuna who has appeared now in Chaitanya Leela. And that same Sanjaya who heard the Bhagavad Gita, he was filled with ecstasy. He's saying, muhuhu, muhuhu, again and again, I want to hear this. Krishna Arjuna Samvadam Punyam. It is completely pious. Harshayami muhuhu, I'm completely in bliss. Oh, Dhritarashtra, he is glorifying this beautiful message of Bhagavad Gita. Now, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling Ramananda Rai, as Ramananda Rai takes that epitome of bhakti to the next level. He says, Prabhu kahe aage kaha, sunite pai sukhe, apurva amrita nadi, vahe tumar mukhe. Oh Ramananda Rai, there's this apurva, amrita nadi, there's a beautiful river of nectar that's flowing from my mouth. Keep speaking more and more and more. And Ramananda Rai is talking about bhakti going to the level of Sakhya Bhava, of friendship with Krishna. And then Vatsalya Bhava, of parenthood with Krishna. And finally Madhurya Bhava, which is this beautiful conjugal love of Radha Krishna. And this same Ramananda Rai could explain all of this because he was a combined incarnation of Arjuna and Vishakha Sakhi. So we also worshipped the appearance day of Vishakha on the same day as Radhashtami, on the Ashtami day. Vishakha, who is a dearmost Sakhi of Radharani, was also born at the same time. She has the same astrological chart and the same mood of devotion that Radharani has to Krishna. So now as Srimati Radharani also, in the mood of Radharani, Mahaprabhu cannot explain this because Radharani by nature is very shy, very humble. So through the medium of Vishakha Sakhi, this highest epitome of spiritual understanding is revealed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Ramananda Rai is basically describing Rai kaha iha ami kichu nahi jani tumi ye kahao shei kami kahi ami vani. I am saying this as you are making me say. If a person is playing beautiful instruments, then we don't glorify the instrument. We glorify the person playing the instrument. Ramananda Rai is saying, oh Mahaprabhu, I am speaking. I just have a mouthpiece. But you are the one who are talking through me. So you are the person doing this. I don't know what I am doing. I heard this from you before. Tomara shiksha ya padi. I have heard the shiksha from you before. Yena shuka patha, sakshat Ishvara tubi ki buje tomar natha. Who can understand your most glorious pastimes? You have told this to me, and shuka patha, like a parrot, and just repeating it. He's saying that Hriday prerana kari jihva kaho vani. Ki kahao phala manda kichu nahi jani. I don't know what I'm saying is right or wrong. I am just being a puppet in your hands. In this way, Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai are having this beautiful conversation in South India, nearby Visakhapatnam, on the banks of Godavari river. And there he reveals the highest ecstasies of Srimati Radharani. And one who has the qualification, the pure devotees, can go into the depth of this. So, in conclusion, to understand Srimati Radharani and Krishna's devotion, we are actually at that juncture in our life where everything is so perfect. Getting a human form of life is very rare. Durlabam manusham deha, dehinam kshanam bhangura. It is extremely rare. In that, having senses which are working in good condition is even more rare. being present at a time when Mahaprabhu has just appeared and left and revealed Srimati Radharani, and this highest epitome of spiritual perfection is even more rare. This circumstance that we have, being in America, being in a place where we don't have to fight for a daily bread, is not very common. It's also very rare. We could be in a situation like India, maybe 80, 90, 100 years ago, fighting under British rule or filled with war. We could have been in the heavenly planets where there is so much sensual pleasure that we don't have taste for anything spiritual. We could have been in another place in America where we don't have this association and these wonderful devotees we can associate with. In every way, this is extremely rare. We might not have a family member who is supportive as we have right now. So in every way, when the winds are favorable, if we don't still take advantage of this highest benediction that has been given to us, and we just follow our mind's callings, then we will be really, and I'm telling this to myself, losing the most valuable gift that has been given to us by Mahaprabhu, Radharani, by Srila Prabhupada. So in that mood, we should always pray to our mind. Dhiktam cha tam cha madanam cha imam cha nam cha yam jintayami satatam nahi shabirakshat sapayam ichchachi jananam janasya sakta. I have run after this, I have run after that. I have been there, I have been here. Krishna is looking at a small ant and telling Rukmini, smiling. Rukmini is smiling. He says, this ant has been Indra 28 times. And even now it's looking for a small piece of sugar. And that is my position. And in this mood, Prabhupada says, Tapo Divyam, perform some austerity. Brahma Saukhyam Anantam, what is going to be given to us? You can't even fathom in our any dreams ever that is going to be given to us. So Krishna is saying, just give, as we said a few days back, just give your BMW, that's it. Body, mind and words. So with your body, please come for Sunday feast programs, go to Bhakti Vrikshas, even though the mind might say otherwise. Your mind, chant these holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And with the words, glorify Shri Krishna and recite Srimad Bhagavad Gita and take association. Thank you very much. Please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong. It's a humble servant. Srila Prabhupada ki, Antara Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Nagayada Bhaktivinoda ki, Nitaya Premande. Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. This Thursday is Ayurveda Disabilities Day. First of all, thank you very much for coming in attending. This video. Only 2 minutes. We do this event once a year. What is that? Ayurveda Namacharya. They will chant 192 rounds every day. Those of you chanting will have an idea of what it is. I know 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. How many rounds you do? 192 rounds. And he was born in a Muslim family, but he was chanting Hare Krishna mantra. He was, the Qazi ordered him to beat him to death in 22 marketplaces. That's a video. But the point I'm making is, after being beaten in 22 marketplaces, he didn't die, but the perpetrators told him, if you're alive, the Qazi will kill us, the Nawab will kill us. So Haridas Thakur dies. And they take the dead body to him. So he died, during the execution. So Nawab said, then throw him in the Ganga. Then they threw his body, there's a video, in the Ganga. But Haridas Thakur rose from dead. Christian tradition, the biggest thing is actually Jesus Christ rose from dead, and a few apostles saw that. But here Haridas Thakur rose from dead and lived for 50 years more, maybe more than that, preached. So in his honor, once a year, he chanted throughout his life 180 rounds for all of us. Why can't we come together and chant 180 rounds only once in a year? So it's difficult, right? So we do want to do 64, 64, 64, 3 days in his honor. Once remove this message, not only us, there were so many saints in India who rose from dead and lived and promoted the message of love and peace, promoted the message of bhakti. You know, how many of you agree as a bhakti practitioner, it is my duty to promote this message to others? Because every nook and corner there were so many saints, who died and raised from death actually. So can you place this one? So before that, Thursday is going to be his actual Disciplinary Day. And we are doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This time Sunday is also coming. It will take 4 days. We are not asking any money from anybody. Once you came to me and said, I never thought I would do this, I could do this in my lifetime. Just because you put pressure on me, every day I chanted 64. Then this is like an achievement for me. I mean, I was not so happy when I made $1 million, but I'm so happy that I could do this. Thank you very much. Since then, every year he's coming and the chanting is 64 rounds for 3 days. We can do 1 day 192 rounds. If not 2 days, 96 rounds each. 3 days 64 rounds each. But first thing is, it's a credit that will come with you. It's an eternal spiritual credit, bank, bhakti account. It's a bank, bhakti credit that will come with you. No? In this.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
I want you to use this time to prepare yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally.
But I'm going to make the video. So if you like this, the goal is 192 rounds in 3 days. But for some reason, you have to do as many as you can. Let's see. How many people will do 192 in 3 days? I am wasting my time. Yeah, thank you. Then, in case you cannot do that, you do some as a token of offering. So 192 rounds, some of you may not understand. You have a mala, Japamala, that has 108 leaves. If you chant, you finish it, 108 mantras, it is 1 You do like this for 100 times, 192 times, it is 192 times. But do as you can. But which way? You stand up one. You stand up. So sure, which way? That is a mala. And there it has 108 beats. And if you chant 108 mantras, it's called 1 round. If you feel genuine appreciation for his boy being born Muslim family, still he loved Hare Krishna mantra. And he promoted Hare Krishna mantra and did very well. Anybody could chant and could go back to body. No? So those of you, if you are inspired, you are not chanting about, you start chanting 1, 2, 3, 4. On Thursday, 9th, you would make immense progress. You will see the grace of holiness. Not much about. That's what we can do. And also, I think you made an announcement. Not this weekend, but next weekend, we are celebrating Pushpabhishek. No? So you can all come on Sunday morning, bring flowers. Every petal will be offered. Your flower, whatever flowers you bring, it's a direct devotion service. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thanks.
Mahaprasade Govindre